Welcome to the Green Jobs Pod. I'm your host, Leonard Adler. On today's episode, we're going to share with you the world of blue jobs and the blue economy. For that, I'm excited to have on today's episode our guest, Patricia Puig. She has 15 years of experience in this space. She has a Ph.D. in ocean management and marine protected areas, and she currently serves as the founder and CEO of Oceanogami, and she's the co-founder of Blue Jobs, a career website for people interested in jobs in the blue economy. So just to start out, if you can just share with the audience just kind of your career journey and your story and how you've kind of with the work you've done over the years and what's kind of got you to the place you are at today.
So actually, the beginning, I will say, of my passion to the ocean conservation started here, where I'm now in Alicante, in the southeast of Spain, in the Mediterranean Sea. Where I was a child, I was doing snorkeling. My mom teach me how to identify the species. She's also a biologist. So this where my passion started. And then later I pursued bachelor's on biology, and I specialize in marine biology because I'm really passionate for the marine science and marine conservation. And later, I work a lot abroad, I will say, since I finished my degree. And I learn from different types of sectors. So I started in research, doing research, and then I also work for NGOs, foundations, for the government, for the private sector. And finally, I end up founding Oceanogami, which is a marine environmental consultancy, and about 8 years ago. And we are a team of consultants where we work on the marine conservation, and particularly on marine protected areas and advocacy of highly protected areas. I also co-founded recently this year Blue Jobs, which is a platform for connecting professionals that are looking for a job in the marine science and sustainable blue economy, and employers who are looking for talent, ocean professionals. But my colleague, Celia Murcia, she has been working some more years on this platform. I'm very happy to join this as a co-founder and help on this field. No, where I was looking, I wish I had it when I was looking for jobs before. No, and this helps a lot, no, to the job seekers.
That's very impressive. I think one thing that'd be helpful, the term blue economy is something that I'm coming across, or blue jobs, a little bit more. And maybe if you could just share with the audience, kind of if you have a definition, for those terms, I think that would be helpful.
This is actually a very challenging question. I'm currently actually co-authoring a paper and on the definition of the blue economy, because there are many definitions. And the thing is that sometimes when we talk about blue economy, we don't consider the sustainability, but it's very important to consider the sustainability within the blue economy. So blue economy, we could define it as economical activity that you do in the ocean, but it has to be also sustainable. So you have to think also in the marine conservation side that sometimes is not considered. No, when you are talking about some sectors that maybe they take economical profit of the ocean, but they don't return it, conserving it for the longer term. No, such as the concept of marine protected areas within the blue economy. Ideally, you are well managing the ocean with these economical activities. So this is what I consider blue economy, or sustainable blue economy. This is, but it's a debate, anyways. But yeah, I think it's really important to consider this, of course, this conservation side.
Yeah, no, that's great. Actually, in the world of green jobs, there's a similar thing where there's not one standard definition, and so I think it's helpful at times for even people to just say, here's my definition. So I'm transparent about what this means to me, and so it certainly sounds like it's evolving. How have you seen things changing in this? Because it sounds like there's definitely a lot of change happening in this space.
The field of the marine conservation and blue economy has grown a lot. So the concept actually of blue economy, um, it's an old concept, but it has been used a lot over the last years. No, particularly some cities that they want to become, a leader on the blue economy. No? Barcelona will be an example. So then nowadays there are also more job opportunities in this sector. It has grown the interest to conserve the marine environment, but at the same time also to take profit and resources of the marine environment and make more use of the marine environment. So there are these two sides I'm seeing, no, on this. But yeah, has grown a lot from when I start my career until now. No?
And for those that may be newer to this space, what types of jobs are there in the blue economy?
Mhm. So it can run from research, for example, in a university or a research center, which is very specific, of course, like I did, for example, my PhD on genetic connectivity on a particular species to evaluate marine protected areas. So like very specific on an expertise, and also can be more applied research as well, no? The more practical side on the management of marine protected areas, for example, and then working in an NGO, which is also more practical. As an example, yeah, I was working for the Charles Darwin Foundation, where we were monitoring the marine reserve, the Galapagos Marine Reserve. It can be also consultant, which I'm also doing right now, so more specific into contributing in some projects. So this can run from field research, from field work, also lab work or office work. So it's not the typical thing when you think of a marine biologist, for example, that is doing whale watching, no, we can say, but there's more of that, no, more different opportunities there, and also working for the government could be another one. And the field that is growing quite a lot now is the private sector. I even found some companies that they don't have direct relationship with the marine environment, but they wanted to hire a marine biologist in their team to do ocean corporate responsibility activities, to work in marine conservation projects, more for the, we can say, the CSR of the company, the social corporate responsibility. So I found that very interesting. That this is more regard also in in the private sector, and also in the entrepreneurship side. There are so many now opportunities if you have an idea in the blue economy, and to develop your project, no, within the entrepreneurship.
That's great, and kind of leads me to something else in terms of trends that you're seeing. So, it sounds like you're seeing kind of growth overall, like you're taking a very big picture perspective within this sector in terms of job opportunities.
Yes, of course. Since when I was doing my degree, I remember that they were telling me that my only option was to be a teacher or doing research. So there was no more options. And that was not true, of course, at that time. But still, there was no visibility of what type of opportunities you have on this sector. And it's growing a lot because now we realize finally that it's important to conserve the oceans in the ocean, no? And it's important to know also basic research or applied research or more practical side on consulting. With the growth of the blue economy, also there are now more opportunities.
If you could maybe go back in time, what was it like when you were looking for jobs back when you were starting out, and how does that compare to how things are today?
Mhm. So when I was looking at a jobs when I was just finished my degree, I think I was very lost, and where to look, where to find a job, So you could find it in the organization websites, usually, but you need to know the organizations that you would like to work. So you need to have some knowledge, no? And now I find it easier because you have a network, no? When you have a network, and then you know the organizations that you would like to work with, and then now there are these platforms like Blue Jobs or Green Jobs, where you can find everything in one page. I find it really useful. So before I was also subscribing to mailing list, and actually some from the US, they were very helpful, like Coral List and for the marine mammals. But I was receiving many things a part of the job opportunities because it was a network, no? And then you join and you receive this job opportunities, but then you had to filter it, and it was very exhausting process. I like it. I like it a lot to apply for jobs in the past, but also it was very exhaustive. So I think, yeah, nowadays it's much easier with the help of these platforms, and also with the LinkedIn. I use it quite a lot as for network and many post job opportunities over there. So yes, I think now we have a bit easier the path for the people who is looking for jobs, and also has grown the field a lot.
That's great. And then obviously you're also mentioning the importance of network and your network. So again, that can't be emphasized enough for people. Obviously, networking is to be a key part of how you're thinking about your both your job today and kind of managing your career.
The networking, of course, is the key. And if you're looking for a job and you join an event, you join a conference, no, a workshop, or that increases opportunities to find these opportunities.
And that was actually just what I was going to ask about because, in terms of events, whether they be panel discussions, webinars, large scale events, there's things like climate weeks in different cities now. I'm curious in terms of what the landscape is for people if they wanted to attend events or kind of plug in, kind of what you've seen or what's the landscape like.
So yes, there are many opportunities either for the general public or for the more specific marine public, no specialized marine science public, or blue economy. But yes, there are many opportunities of joining these site events or events or conferences, even remote nowadays. So it gives you more chances to attend, no, if you cannot travel. Some of these are costly sometimes. You need to pay an entrance to attend to the event, but others are for free and they are open also to the general public. So there's plenty of opportunities nowadays. There is, for example, there is the World Cleanup Day, and that is celebrated everywhere. But in Barcelona, where I have most of my network, there are a lot of activities that they are doing in the ocean, such as awareness about plastics in the beach, taking the plastics, and also doing activities in the sea, like snorkeling, things like that. And there's a network, and they do a lot of outreach activities, so everybody can join and be part of this community that helps you also if you would like to work in this field.
Great. And that actually made me think of another question, which is for someone, let's say, that's not in a position to make this their full time job just yet, if you had any practical tips for what people can do if they do care about the ocean and the marine life in it, what they can do practically in their day to day life to make a difference.
Yes, anybody can make a difference, even if they don't dedicate their career to do that. They can volunteer, as I was mentioning before. No, they can do an activity with an NGO or with their own company as well. We also do that in Oceanogami. So we do these corporate activities in the sea with the employees, also in the day-to-day life, no, and in their company, in the organization that they work. Reducing, for example, the single-use plastics, reducing the carbon footprint. So they can do many things that they are connected to the sea, to protecting the ocean. So it doesn't matter what is your background or your job, your free time, you can help for the marine conservation and the sustainable blue economy.
That's great. Do you have advice for people that are thinking of whether they might be early in their career and they want to start their career kind of in this space, or someone who's been working for a while and wants to make a shift? They're listening to the podcast, they're so inspired, right? They care about the oceans. I want to go work on that, right?
Actually, I get many emails asking for that, for advice. Particularly, I'm very interested when somebody that doesn't have any knowledge or very basic knowledge on the marine environment, but they would like to work on this because they would like to do something that is meaningful for them, because they would like to preserve the ocean, no? And they come maybe from the communication, from the marketing side, from the more business side. So that is very interesting, because actually there is a need of these profiles, no? That you don't need really to know. You will learn with the job. Like, I hire also a communication marketing professional, and she learned a lot. She when I see in the Oceanogami, when I see the social media, I'm learning I'm learning from her, and she doesn't have this marine background. So I think that's something that you can also learn with the job, but you have these skills that they are really needed that marine science professionals, I say, with my marine science background, we don't have. So yes, there is a lot of options to join this community, for finding a job with the purpose of the marine conservation.
That's great to hear because it's a similar message I give when people are asking me, broadly speaking, about green jobs or climate jobs or environmental jobs. Basically, try to communicate that there's a place for you in the space, big picture, and that different functional skills are needed for a variety of organizations, right? So if someone has a background in finance or law or marketing or things like that, that these organizations, they have basic operational needs too, right? They need good marketing, they need someone to help on the finance side and things like that. So it sounds similar to the story that you're describing there in terms of talking to people who are interested in working in the space, that the space is diverse enough and it is growing where there's a need for a wide range of people to meet the moment in this area. So that's inspiring and great to hear.
The important thing is that you can be, for this type of jobs, you could be multidisciplinary, so have different backgrounds, or you can be specialized on a topic. No, both are needed. No, both profiles are needed. So either
Yeah.
if you are specialized, as you said, in even in finance or in some ocean issues, no, very specific, it's important. But also this profile that is more multidisciplinary and knows about project management and knows about different fields, so can coordinate a project, for example. So yes, there is room for different types of the skill set, and particularly, I think having this people skill set or communication skill set is very important, no? Because at the beginning, when I was working on this field, I care a lot, of course, on the conservation of marine species, like, for example, coral reefs. I work on coral reefs, but then later you realize, okay, I want to conserve the coral reefs, I need to work with the people. I need to work with the people to conserve these ecosystems, not only, with the biology or the genetics or something specific. You also need this other more practical side for the management. No? So it's really important as well, no? Both things.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I think, the fact that different skills, if you have them, there's a place for you is, I think, a great message for people to hear. Is there anything else just within the either work that you've done or your own journey or anything else you want to share with the audience?
Yes. So when you are a job seeker, sometimes, yes, you are struggling a bit to find a job that fits you. But I encourage to look for different opportunities, to try, for an organization that really fits you. Thinking as, not apply for everything, so not something that fits you. There are many diverse opportunities over there, and I encourage also to try, maybe if you are not sure about, I would like to do research. No, I found many researchers that they don't know if they continue the career path of the research, like doing a postdoc, a PhD, a postdoc, or moving to the more applied side. So I encourage also to try this applied side. Of course, it will be difficult to come back to research, but you can combine both if you are still passionate for research and you would like to do something more applied. So this is something that many researchers do, combine this practical side with more research side. Also, nowadays, more flexibility to work remotely. It depends what type of job that you are looking.
Those are really helpful. And the last point you made about remote, I know there's many, many people that have that as one of their top questions regarding job opportunities. So that's great to hear. So your website, it's blue-jobs.com. Just so that people know that. That'll obviously be in the show notes. And we have it linked up in our list of job sites, on Green Jobs Network. And again, we're looking forward to some collaborations, with you and Blue Jobs going forward. So definitely appreciate your time today and all the work that you're doing to protect our marine world and our oceans. So, and thank you for inspiring people today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.